Hi preschool coaches, welcome to week 4 of the spring semester. This week we are going down on the farm. This is our last week of our focus on our forward rolls and our tuck position, as well as our safety and freeze landings. And we'll sprinkle in a little bit for next month. We've got handstands, straight bodies and lunges and pullovers coming our way, so you'll notice a few stations that are going to help prep us for that. As far as warm-ups, you got lots of fun options. Since it's very heavily animal themed, you could sing Old MacDonald and have the kids act out the animals. You could also do things like donkey kicks and your horsey kicks and frog jumps and duck waddles, all sorts of fun stuff like that. And let's get to it. All right, let's start with floor. So again, this is our last week of our big forward roll and forward roll progression focus. So your main spotting station will be the forward roll. So first we're gonna try it down the cheese. If they've mastered their forward roll to stand on the cheese, they can do things like their straddle roll and be in straddle sit or in straddle stand. They can do their forward roll to big stretch jump afterwards. Either way, they're gonna work their forward roll or progression down the cheese. And then they're gonna add in their roll on the floor. Again, you can feel free to progress this if your kiddos are already standing up without their hands. You can add stretch jump. We can start in our straddle positions, all the way up and working on standing up. If they need to still work on coming up without using their hands, a good way you can help them practice that is by standing in front of them. Have them try to high body and help them stand up. So you want to see them be able to stand all the way up without using their hands to push up. Next, they're going to come and they're going to rock and roll with the sheep. So you can have them practice sheep noises with that. That might be fun. They're going to roll back and they're going to come all the way up to standing. Roll back. All the way up, arms by ears. I'm going to turn our camera a little bit so you can see better. Next, we find some little chickadees, and they're going to practice their lunge walks or their big steps if they're little bitties. So have them practice arms up by their ears, taking big steps, bending their front knees. Then to prepare for our handstands, we got our wall crawl handstand. They can walk their feet all the way up and come down. Next, we've got either our donkey kick with feet together for our littles, or our horsey kick starting in our lunge for the older, more advanced crews. Over here on the trampoline, last week to really drill that tuck position, we'll do big tuck jumps, knees to belly. And that will be it for our floor circuit this week. All right, next we are moving on to balance beam. Starting at beginning, depending on your age group or your level, this can be either waddle with the ducks, duck waddle, or more advanced older kiddos can practice their straight arm, straight leg bear crawls down the beams. Next, this is going to be, again, either high kicks or for older, more advanced crews, some stretch jumps. Or little bunny hops. Since we're on the farm, they can be bunny hops as well. Next beam, you're going to pick which direction your class needs to work on. Again, this will be more of an independent station. So either forwards, sideways, or big challenge, those backwards walks. Then we're going to get a little more practice in with our ice cream scoops this week. So this will be your main spotting station most likely. Let's scooping down. Little ice cream scoops. When they come to the pig, they're going to jump and freeze on the pig. You can have them make the animal noises when they jump down onto the animals so they can oink. Over on the trampoline, your choice of either stretch jumps to get ready for our straight bodies for handstands, or more tuck jumps if you need to work on your tuck jumps. The last spot on beam will be our airplane or our arabesque. So finding that 1 foot stand, big balance. And that is our beam circuit for this week. All right, let's take a look at bars. So our main spotting station, the first bar over there, is what we're used to at this point, working on our strong straight arm front support and our forward roll. Next week, we're gonna start getting into some pullovers. So we wanna see those nice, strong front support arms rolling over. Next, they're gonna come over. We're gonna use our imaginations. These are our hay bales on the farm. They're gonna swing and kick over the hay bales. And then you can have them stack the hay bales for our next friend. Next, they're gonna come over to the little yellow duck, and this bar is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna work toes to our bar, so we're gonna work a little bit of core strength to get ready for our pullovers. So they're going to come down and try to get their toes to the bars. We're looking for more of a birdie hang here as opposed to a straddle hang. So they're working on trying to get their toes up to the bar. Little leg lifts. Next, we're gonna come over and we are gonna bear walk on our bars. And then we find a cow on our farm. They're gonna put their feet on the cow. Hands are gonna go on the little bar. And we're gonna practice jumping to a tuck. There's some feet here, so they're not trying to get their feet on the bar, they're just jumping up and tucking their knees to their belly. So just a little jump to tuck. Again, feet on the cow, tuck the knees in. And that is it for our bar circuit this week. All right, and last but not least, we have got our vault circuit. So the first thing is we're gonna practice our hopscotch again this week. So again, for our younger ones, they're gonna start with their feet together and do their jumps to wide feet. More advanced and older kiddos can practice their 1 foot flamingo hop. Going hop, hop, and then to 2 feet. Next, they're gonna jump and freeze on the piggy. That will make a little oinking noise. You jump and freeze. Next, we find another little horsey, but we're gonna pretend it's a donkey for today. We'll practice our donkey kicks. Next, I've got a little cheese mat over here. This can be a log roll, or if your kids can front roll independently, you can have them practice more front rolls. That's okay too. Then, on the big trampoline, your choice of stretch or tuck jumps, or you can have them do both. Stretch, jump, tuck jump, stretch, jump, tuck jump. Again, starting to introduce a few straight body things for our handstand focus coming up next month. At your main spotting station, this will be our forward rolls or forward roll progression. And then let me come turn the camera around. Sorry, I know it's kind of at a weird angle, but they're gonna come down. They're gonna climb the bar and ladder. They're gonna go all the way up. And then they're gonna slide down. I'm a little heavy. And that will be it for our vault circuit this week. Hope you have a lot of fun with the farm animals. I know I love doing animal noises and animal movements, so hope you have as much fun as I will.